Hi everyone, this is Tisch Aitken, and I'm here to talk about Mercury Retrograde. Mercury is about to station retrograde on October 13th at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 11 degrees and 40 minutes of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. And it's going to station direct on November 3rd at 12:50 p.m. at 25 degrees and 54 minutes of the cardinal air sign of Libra. So it's retrograding in the sign of Scorpio, and then it stations direct in Libra. And this mirrors exactly what happened when Venus retrograded in Scorpio in the fall of 2018. Now, Mercury itself is the planet of communication and thoughts and ideas. It rules how we transport things. It deals with technology, how we deliver information. And when Mercury is retrograde, often there are breakdowns in communication and with technological devices, and there can be issues with delays in travel or transporting things. And we can often hear from somebody from the past, because when a planet retrogrades, you think of RE words: redo, rethink, return, reconnect, reassess, reevaluate. These are good key words to keep in mind with Mercury retrograde, because it can be very challenging and there can be a lot of miscommunication and, again, a lot of delays. Now, this particular fall is going to be challenging because Mars is also retrograde. Now, Mars stationed retrograde on September 9th at 28 degrees of the cardinal fire sign of Aries, and it stations direct on November 13th at 15 degrees of Aries. Mars only retrogrades once every 2 years. Mercury retrogrades 3 to 4 times a year for approximately 24 days. So it's frustrating, and it can be difficult with negotiations and contracts. And again, there can be delays, or phones can break down, issues with computers, etc. with Mercury retrograde. But realistically, we also deal with it a good portion of the year. So it's not a time you can just stop doing things. Mars is how we get things going. It gives us our drive and our passion and our courage. And it's also a personal planet, and it retrogrades for about 2 months. And again, it only retrogrades every 2 years. It also happens to be the ancient ruler of the sign of Scorpio, where Mercury is retrograding. And when Mercury retrogrades on the 13th of October, the Sun in Libra is going to be forming an opposition to Mars in Aries. And Mars has been really fiery since the beginning of August, before it retrograded, because it's been clashing with all of the planets in Capricorn, which signify restrictions and limits. And that's been very frustrating even before it retrograded. Now it's close to the Earth, it's retrograde, it's clashing with the planets again, but it's feeling even more angry because it's being held back. So for all of us, in a time where we need to get a lot of things done this fall and in the next month, and in this year of lockdown and restructuring, this Capricorn year, think of ways you can return to things that you started. You can reconnect with people that might be helpful to you, or that you may be helpful to in this challenging time. Realize the fact that with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, people can be a little, it can be a little caustic when Mercury is in Scorpio. So people can be a little mean. And with the Mercury retrograde chart, again, the Sun is forming an opposition. The Sun is in its detriment in the sign of Libra, opposing Mars retrograde in Aries, close to the world axis. Mars will be just within a degree of the world axis. So fiery energy. A lot of secrets will be revealed with Mercury retrograding in the sign of secrets, which Scorpio is, among other things. It's a good time to reevaluate your finances, your debt, your also your wounds and healing. How can you use this energy to do inner work? Because Mars retrograde brings up a lot of issues around anger and pain and frustration. So that in itself is a really good opportunity to do shadow work and work around anger. But with Mercury retrograding initially in Scorpio, that too is a good time for thinking about issues around intimacy, or issues where you feel blocked, issues where you feel in pain, and how you can do the healing work. And Venus, which is a personal planet, which represents our relationships, what we value, and our finances, retrograded in October of 2018 at 10 degrees and 50 minutes of Scorpio, and it's stationed direct on November 17th at 25 degrees of Libra. So this is very similar. It's off, it's very close to that. So that also, there are a lot of themes that might come up for people from the fall of 2018, whether you get closure on things that were happening at that time in your life, or perhaps you have, new things that pick up from that time, or memories that surface. And the other thing that's interesting is that when Mercury does station direct, it's going to be at 25 degrees cardinal. It'll be at 25 degrees and 54 minutes of Libra. And when Saturn stationed direct on September 29th, it was at 25 degrees of the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn, which has been the ruler of this year, this Capricorn tail. So Mercury is going to set off that degree of Saturn when it does station direct on the 3rd of November, giving us also, again, more information about what we've all been dealing with since the beginning of February, when Saturn was first at 25 degrees of Capricorn, giving us more information from the end of September when Saturn stationed direct, and giving us, I think, helping us to conclude this Capricorn year, because Saturn is going to exit Capricorn on December 17th. So we're almost done with that. The other interesting thing about when Mercury stations direct on the 3rd of November, the sun is going to be at 11 degrees and 56 minutes of Scorpio. So the sun will bring some light to the Mercury retrograde story, although we can anticipate that it won't be immediate, because Mars will still be retrograde for a little while longer. It's not going to station direct until the 13th of November. So it's a very big time. We have 2 personal planets retrograde as of the middle of the month. Mercury will not clear its shadow until November 20th. And then it exits Scorpio altogether on December 1st. So this is a time for a lot of review, trying as much as you're able to have patience, because there will be delays, being very careful around your words and your thoughts, and being positive in a challenging time, and trying to do a lot of inner healing work. And I wish you a lot of luck. Thank you very much.